Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 449 based on novel. So let's start. He's really an incredible kid. The desolate atmosphere in the entire lair made the atmosphere here fall into a strange dead silence. After the rest, the second elder Ma Lin looked at Xiao Yang with joy. Xiao Yang opened his eyes, and there was indeed a lot of desolate aura in his body, but this aura was too ethereal to be used for cultivation, but it was used to temporarily control this formation without any problems. Although the ancient formation of Huangyuan is extremely terrifying, the elder did not inject the formation stones to control it when he used it, but only added the power of Huangyuan to seal the place, so it gave future generations a lot of opportunities. Left behind. This formation, I can temporarily control and assist the two seniors. Let's get started. Xiao Yang looked at the center of the lair formation with a solemn gaze. The first elder sat quietly, with the golden coffin and the statue of the goddess Yaoji. No matter who these three are, it is extremely difficult. Among the three, the statue of the goddess Yaoji is the largest, with a height of tens of meters, and then the golden coffin that has been corroded by the black breath, and a terrible breath that moves the soul emerges, and finally sits quietly, as if an elder like a living dead. Humph. The little doll from there actually spoiled the good things of this seat. The icy voice, accompanied by an extremely viscous black liquid, spread out from the gap in the golden coffin. The suffocating evil energy had just spread, and the entire space of the formation was filled with an extreme throbbing. The darkness is raging, and at an alarming speed, the land is instantly flooded. Desolation. Feeling the surging power of evil, Xiao Yang's array pattern increased sharply, controlling the ancient barren formation, and a force of dead grey barrenness spread out, rudely corroding the sticky black. In the moment of corrosion, in the black air, there are countless miserable mourning voices. It is obvious that even the tyrannical evil force, under the invasion of the barren source force, is not attacked and self-defeating. After so many years, there should be an end. The purple flames rose on the second elder Ma Lin, and the blue flames burned on Yarou Laogui's body. The two walked out of the golden coffin step by step. The terrifying aura emanating from their bodies actually made the entire space buzz. Susu, I think you can't resist me, even the great elders of your Fire Elves clan, just relying on you two juniors, foolishly talking about dreams. The icy evil sound was transmitted, and at the same time, a ghostly shadow appeared on the golden coffin. Above the coffin, countless black air leaked out, and immediately poured into the shadow. The dark aura also spread to the land at a very fast speed. The ghost's body was as pitch black as ink, and his eyes glowed with crimson blood, and his entire body was actually filled with an extremely tyrannical and violent evil spirit. It's just a ghost transformed by an evil thought. Yarou Laogui and second elder Ma Lin said coldly in front of Xiao Yang and Xiaoyi. These two guys seem to be somewhat different. Mo Ying's eyes spared the two elf powerhouses, staring at Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi. For some reason, there was a rather strange aura on their bodies, and that aura seemed to restrain him. Has it been discovered? At the same time, Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi's pressure increased greatly. They only felt that the hairs on their skin stood up, trying to suppress the holy flame in their bodies, said solemnly. Crack. The demonic shadow's evil power is monstrous, and it is too appalling. The stone boxes of the two are instantly crushed, and the power of the elf seed is blessed on him, and the pressure has only weakened a little. Go. Seeing this, the second elder Ma Lin and Yarou Laogui saw a monstrous sense of hatred in their eyes. The dazzling flames and the power of reincarnation spread on the two of them, and they imprisoned the entire lair in an instant, cooperating with the barren source that Xiao Yang barely controlled. The ancient formation, so that in this lair, it is no longer difficult for the shadows to escape. Two elders of the Fire Elves family, but they have not even reached the 4th level strength, and have the courage to provoke this seat. Since that's the case, then use your life to forge the great achievements of this seat. The ghost roared up to the sky, and the sharp and piercing magic sound seemed to be able to pierce the soul. Xiao Yi, get ready. Xiao Yang nodded, and immediately grabbed Xiao Yi and leaned against the edge of the lair formation. A chill appeared on his face, and his pupils turned into bright amber flames and an extremely surging soul power. Sacred flame eyes. Xiao Yang gently hid in the dark and brewed. This strike contained the power of holy flame and soul power, and I am afraid that it could be effective at a critical time. Crack. The splendid eyes of holy flame spread out from a distance, and splendidly roared directly at the demonic shadow evil spirit, producing countless hot flames along the way. Crack. Although the demon shadow evil spirit was surprised, He stretched out his dark palm and slapped it with one palm, and the two pupils of the holy flame were easily destroyed. With the destruction of the holy flame's pupils, a mass of amber flames burned fiercely at the wrist of the demon shadow evil spirit, causing its complexion to change. This is. The ghost's face was gloomy, and he stared at the amber flame, and seemed to smell an aura of fear from it. Go. Taking advantage of the appearance of the ghost, the two elders looked at each other, and the endless power of reincarnation spread out. Two idiots, now they're just giving away for nothing. The ghost smiled strangely, the dark aura emerged, and the amber flame was extinguished, so his eyes kept lingering on the golden coffin and the two elf powerhouses, looking at this appearance, as if waiting for something. Second Elder Marlin and Yarou Laogui couldn't help but say that the blue flames and purple flames gushed out at the same time, the vast ancient scorching waves washed and purified the black gas around the ghost, and there was quite a halo of ethereal energy gushing out worm-carving trick. Evil claws! Seeing two ferocious flames lingering out, which carried a very sacred purification aura, the shadowy snorted coldly, violent killing intent emerged in his eyes, his palm slammed against the golden coffin below, and the monstrous demonic energy slanted out. The top of its head gathers into 1,000 jong-sized claws, which is arrogant. On the devil's claws, there are large and small dark lines, and those lines, at first glance, make people feel a trance, and if they are not careful, they may completely fall into them. Kill. The two-color flames actually intertwined in the mid-air, turning into an elf bird shadow, Xianziweya, with a surging and terrifying vigor, directly piercing the void, and finally combined with the forcible attack of the devil's claws. Boom! The two attacked and contacted, and the hot energy storm raged. The ghost and the two elf powerhouses retreated at the same time. At the same time, Xiao Yan, who was hiding in the back, also quietly operated the ancient deserted formation, with a looming head. Ancient creatures, like a long river that has broken through time and space, appear directly above the nest, and the magnificent and huge body has an ancient atmosphere that covers the sky. That's a wasteland. The peerless beasts in the ancient times, the strength of the peak period may be comparable to the most powerful beasts who have passed through the 6th or 7th reincarnation stay. What is that? Xiao Yi noticed that the power in Xiao Yang's body was fading at a rapid speed, and immediately followed Xiao Yang's line of sight, and noticed the huge wild beast at the top of the lair. It's still a little bit. Xiao Yang pursed his lips and made a shush gesture. Now the three of them are fighting on the ground, and with the deliberate cover of Xiao Yang and the formation, the ghost has not yet discovered the appearance of this desolate beast. Second brother, let me help you. Xiao Yi immediately understood, the reincarnation mark between the eyebrows flashed out, and the purple flame instantly poured on the wild beast, making its figure stare even more, the terrifying coercion that spread invisibly, like the real overlord of ancient times. Once shot, I am afraid this space will be completely broken open. This wild beast has an extremely irregular shape, like a tiger but not a tiger, like a cow but not a cow. It is bathed in a layer of dead grey energy. At the center, a heart composed of amber flames is beating slightly. Layers of purple flames bless the body, making its aura even more terrifying. Marlin, it's not the way to go on like this. Although this guy's strength is only a normal quadruple reincarnation level, but gathering the strength of the two of us can't really cause substantial damage to him, so go on like this. Yarou Laogui's majestic power leaned out, resisting the terrifying attacks of the evil shadow demon again and again, and snorted immediately. The Eye of Gaze. Just when the two of them felt troubled, a loud shouting sound emerged from below, followed by two strange things like beads. The two beads are filled with an extraordinarily terrifying power, the purification power of holy flame, and the majestic soul power. As the death-grey energy fluctuations at the top of the lair swept out, this scene was finally discovered by the ghost. Although the ghost was surprised, the palm of the hand rolled violently, and a touch of pale golden magic energy turned into a thunder fox, which directly penetrated the void. Shoot at the spirit of the wild beast. The demonic thunder fox had just been strung out, but it did not cause much fluctuation. Suddenly the spirit of the wild beast stomped and collapsed, and the energy of heaven and earth in the entire lair collapsed, and conspicuous cracks appeared one after another. The demonic thunder fox, immediately submerged under such tyrannical pressure. Damn! Miscalculated. Looking at the spirit of the wild beast, the fear in the ghost's mind also followed. Your opponent is us. You can't run away this time. Seeing that Xiao Yang's attack temporarily gained a certain upper hand, Ma Lin and the two stepped out one step at a time, and the reincarnation aura burned around them, intercepting the ghost. Go away for this deity. Seeing that the spirit of the wild beast is becoming more and more solid, and the amber heart beats faster in the body, the ghost finally dare not hold any more hand. Magic seal. The shadow roared, and on top of the dark body, there were actually things like crystal glass fragments flying out, easily condensed in his palm, a beautiful crystal magic seal, completely formed. In the crystal magic seal, there are not only countless morning and morning sounds, but even a faint brown flame emerges, but the power of that brown flame is actually stronger than that of any elf powerhouse. Be tyrannical. This is the power of the previous patriarch. How can it be? Looking at the crystal magic seal, Ma Lin's mind was buzzing. Purple spirit shield. Fire spirit shield. Although the two were surprised, terrifying energy fluctuations swept out between them, and two ancient flame light shields stood out. Retreat. Protect Xiao Yang. After displaying two extremely strong flame light shields, the four bodies stepped into the top of the lair at the same time, behind the spirit of the wild beast. Boom. The crystal magic seal was projected by the magic shadow, piercing the void, and even the air was twisted. The terrifying evil force whistled and raged in the elf lair together with the elf power. Catcher. Although the two flame light shields were tyrannical, they didn't last long before they exploded completely. Xiao Yang, all hope depends on you. When second elder Ma Lin and Yaro Larugui saw this, a natural elf figure suddenly appeared in front of their chests. Those reincarnation powers were like spring water, all of them converged towards Xiao Yang's body. It's too much to take this seat too seriously. Let's be completely destroyed. The magic shadow sneered and controlled the crystal magic shadow to fly towards the four of them. At this time, on the crystal magic seal, the whole body was pitch black like fireworks that were about to bloom, and its power was endless. Wild. Xiao Yang continuously absorbed the power of reincarnation from the two, and immediately injected all of them into the spirit of the wild beast. Boom. The crystal magic seal exploded, and the earth-shattering evil wave impacted, causing the nest protected by the formation to sway, as if the formation would be completely broken at any time. The distorted void, the messy lair, only the golden coffin and Yaoji statue, the three of the elders sitting in meditation, have no effect. Suffer to death. Ha ha ha, this is the end of offending my evil spirit body. He didn't deliberately feel the death of several people at the top of the lair. The ghost's perception feedback came, and everyone's breath was sluggish. It was obvious that they had fallen into a state of exhaustion under their own strongest blow. It's too early to say this now. The spirit of the desolate beast is wild and desolate. The earth-shattering energy fluctuations dissipated, and a sneer was transmitted from the top of the lair at that time. The ancient barren formation in the whole lair actually made a strange sound like the rotation of gears. At the same time, the majestic grey shadow that spanned nearly half of the lair was like a of death, and several strange flames flickered from top to bottom. Above those flames, although the nature of the power is completely different, anyone can clearly find that they are all filled with a particularly terrifying coercion. How can it be? You can actually control this formation? And what exactly is the flame on your strange virtual beast? At this moment, the voice of the ghost was filled with a long-lost fear. Using the power of the 6 sources of holy flames, combined with the origin of the wild beasts left in the ancient formation of the deserted source, to form a desolate spirit, to kill you here, it will not waste the illustrious name of your evil spirit body. Xiao Yang's voice was like an ancient Hong bell. Just as it fell, the power above his body actually flashed out. The ancient flames carried their exclusive flame patterns, stripped them from Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi, and immediately injected them into the wild spirits. Temporary triple reincarnation level peak strength. 6 holy flames. Immediately, the demonic shadow evil spirit looked at the 2 sluggish elves beside Xiao Yang, and an extremely surging anger and fear crept into his heart. Desolate spirit. Holy flame sacred pattern. Accompany the master of this holy flame to kill the evil demon together. Xiao Yang's face was calm, his majestic voice descended from the sky like rolling furious thunder, and at the same time, the burning art in his body was running to the extreme, and layers of gorgeous flames covered his body. It's just that Xiao Yang found out that the Fenju and Sheng Yang that he displayed this time were actually completely different from the previous ones. After receiving the blessing of the reincarnation power of the 2 elders, Xiao Yang discovered many strange things after he performed the first realm of Fenju. The many holy flames in his body and the purple holy flames in Xiao Yi's reincarnation seal converged in front of Xiao Yang without the control of the 2, and after being tempered by the small flame cauldron, they turned into 6 mysterious ancient flame runes. They quickly poured out of the body, and immediately they were all branded on the body of the wild spirit. The flame runes of different colors, like the heaven and the earth, can be burned and cracked. The power is indescribable, and it is worship. The 6 ancient flame emblems turned into mysterious runes, suddenly burst out from Xiao Yang's small flame cauldron, and then injected into the body of the barren spirit. At that time, 6 kinds of lustrous flames continued to linger on the body of the barren spirit, beautiful and beautiful. Fabulous. This guy has actually mastered the cultivation of the power of holy flame to the highest level, the power of the holy flame coat of arms, the holy pattern. If you want to rely on the fire of holy flame to temper it to form a holy pattern, this method requires at least the strength of reincarnation, and in the entire Great Thousand World, there are very few strong people who can do this. This Xiao Yang may have the appearance of a fighting ***** in the future. Second Elder Ma Lin and Yarou Larugui looked at Xiao Yang weakly, and the shock on their cheeks couldn't be further added. There is a record in their elf clan. There was a great power who cultivated the holy flame to the extreme, and cooperated with the flame holy pattern in their body to win the world. The most representative of them is the goddess Yaoji. Although Yaoji's strength has not reached the end of the reincarnation rank, but by virtue of the holy pattern on her body and the strange sorcery, she has almost stood at the top of the reincarnation rank in the Great Thousand World. Desolate Spirit, Saint Mark. Looking at the behemoth above his head, Xiao Yang sneered, his body burned with determination, his palms wriggled at the same time, and majestic energy poured into it. With these actions falling, the Desolate Spirit suddenly became restless, with an endless desolate aura. Along with the 6 flame runes, they interweave in the sky of the lair, forming a colorful flame holy net. The flame holy net not only contains the desolate atmosphere of the Desolate Spirit, but also contains the power of ancient runes formed by 6 kinds of holy flames. It just appeared and immediately solidified the dark evil power around the demon shadow evil spirit. The terrifying power is it is to instantly evaporate the evil power in the lair. Holy pattern, 6 paths. Although your strength is beyond the control of this seat, but with you, you can't obliterate this seat. This time with the help of Desolate Spirit, you won't have such good luck next time. The fall of the evil spirit. Seeing such a terrifying blow, the demonic shadow evil spirit snorted coldly, and the body of the demonic shadow evil spirit swelled up. The body is like a tide-like viscous evil force roaring out, resisting the terrible fluctuations of the Desolate Spirit. In the end, the dying ghost actually disappeared into the golden coffin in an instant, and at the same time, the lair became quiet. Damn, almost. After doing all this, Xiao Yang's body was like a deflated balloon and fell directly from the air, but the look on his cheeks was extremely ugly. The demon shadow evil spirit just now is not the purest foreign evil race, it is just an evil creature condensed by countless evil thoughts. Now the gathering of the ancient formation and the 6 holy patterns have not killed this guy, which makes the always cautious. Xiao Yang felt extremely uneasy. At the same time, in the center of the lair, the great elder who had been sitting quietly since the beginning, suddenly sprayed out a mouthful of black demonic blood, and his breath returned to normal. Second brother, are you all right? Although the situation was not optimistic, Xiao Yi did not have time to talk to the great elder, but instead caught Xiao Yang. I'm fine, let's go down and have a look first. Although Xiao Yang was weak, it was only some loss of strength caused by forcibly activating the holy pattern, and it was not a serious problem. When he sensed that the elder had made a move, the 4 hurriedly fell into the lair, and walked cautiously towards the center of the lair. Without the existence of the evil ghosts, the ancient desert formation was also controlled by Xiao Yang. The current lair is quite quiet, and the 4 of them came to the center very easily. Great Elder. The second Elder Ma Lin just came to the center of the lair, and he opened his mouth with a sullen look. Looking at the middle-aged woman, his voice was full of choking and self-blame. He, Ma Lin, Yao, thank you so much this time. After Ma Lin exited, there was no movement in the entire lair, but after a few minutes, the quiet elder suddenly opened his eyes, like an ancient creature that had been sitting for countless years, and got up quietly, accompanied by an extremely turbulent reincarnation aura tilted down like the coercion of the heavens and the earth, causing the cluttered aura that remained in the nest to dissipate instantly. Elder, what's going on? Yarou Larugui, who was beside him, hurriedly asked. You must know that the fire elves have not appeared in the clan since this incident. Even the high-level people like them do not know the secrets, but the elders who are stronger than the fire elves will be entangled by an evil thought. Living. I'm greedy. The reason why our fire elves can't appear in the next patriarch is because the patriarch's token was brought into the coffin tomb by the previous patriarch. I entered here a long time ago, firstly to suppress this evil thought, and secondly to take back the patriarch's token in the coffin of the previous patriarch, but he was tricked by this evil thought, and he just said it. The Great Elder has a figure of Yang Ting and is extremely beautiful, and looks like an average human being only about 30 years old. After all, for elves, even if they are 100 years old and 1,000 years old, they have some secret techniques that can maintain their youth. Who are these two? Speaking of which, the Great Elder looked at Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi with a vigilant look. The two guys gave her a very strange feeling. Elder, this is the next king elected by our fire elves. And this one, although he is a human being, his strength should not be underestimated. My subordinates are worried about the safety of the elder, so they took the risk of taking the two into the elf's lair, and hope that the elder will atone for their sins. Hearing the voice of the Great Elder, Ma Lin and Yarrow Larugui hurriedly cupped their hands and said with fear in their voices, "The reincarnation seal of Goddess Yaoji. It's not bad for such a guy to be the king of our fire elves. Although his strength is a little weaker." The first elder looked at Xiao Yi and said with satisfaction, "What? Wait, on your kid. This is the smell of holy flame." When the Great Elder's beautiful eyes saw Xiao Yang, there was a flash of surprise in his eyes. In his eyes, the amber flame was directly split into 5 kinds of flames. 4 kinds of flames burn violently, while 1 kind of flame is a little dim. The Great Elder stared at Xiao Yang with beautiful eyes, and the 5 colored flames in his eyes were extremely dazzling. Being stared at by the first elder like this, Xiao Yang had a terrifying aura of awe. Except for Fenju and the demon power, all the power in the body became quiet, and he did not dare to show any resistance. This Great Elder has such a terrifying strength. Just by looking at it like this, I have a feeling of being seen through. And her eyes don't seem to be so simple. They can split and see through my amber rock soul fire at a glance. Xiao Yang was sweating coldly on his forehead, his skin contracted unconsciously, and he also looked at the Great Elder. "I'll take a closer look. Immortality, fire heart heavenly rock, ghost face soul flame, and a kind of flame that's a little dimmer, doesn't look like a complete holy flame. Little guy, am I right?" The Great Elder retracted his gaze and approached Xiao Yang step by step, with a gentle smile hanging from the corner of his mouth. The last one is the ethereal ice flame with half the source of holy flame. Seeing that his new saint flame was directly seen through by the Great Elder in front of him, Xiao Yang felt free and easy, and directly added the last flame back. "The exercise you practiced is Fenju, right?" At this moment, the Great Elder's face showed a hint of joy, and asked softly, "Why did the first elder ask this? Our current situation is not optimistic. I have exhausted a trace of the desolate source of the ancient formation. On the other hand, the evil thought has not completely fallen. When it recovers in the coffin, it will definitely make a comeback. This is our current problem." Xiao Yang shook his head, then his eyes became extremely solemn. "You just need to answer me, yes or no." The first elder ignored Xiao Yang's question, and said with a smile, it seemed that he already had a plan to deal with it. "Yes." Xiao Yang was a little stunned by this guy, and after he finished speaking, he kept staring at the latter. "It seems that all this is God's will." Hearing Xiao Yang's affirmative answer, the first elder turned around, a trace of terrifying pressure swept out from his body, and looked at the Yaoji statue beside him with a very pious gaze. "Elder, who are you?" Xiao Yi was immediately puzzled. "You guys, do you know what a wasteland is?" The first elder looked at the statue of Yaoji, the reincarnation power in the body began to run, and it turned into a little bit of fluorescence, paving the way for the entire nest, and asked, "Huang is an ancient divine beast. It is said that its strength has already entered the unparalleled realm that the world can learn from, and it is enough to compete with the current 7th or 8th order reincarnation." Marlene exited and returned. "What is Yaoji?" the Great Elder asked in a garrulous manner. "Yaoji is the ancestor of our elves." At this time, Xiao Yi stepped forward and replied, "Yes, the goddess Yaoji is indeed the ancestor of our elves, but you know that after the First World War, including the goddess Yaoji disappeared for no reason. Why is that? And you're not curious, why did goddess Yaoji leave here alone with 3 gods after unifying the Sea of the Sky, and go out for a run?" The Great Elder said with a half-smile, but there was a hint of fiery in his expression. "Elder, our top priority is not." Yarrow Larugui looked at the appearance of the Great Elder and couldn't help frowning, as if something was not right. "Our top priority is not this, but I am lacking in strength now, and I am no longer an opponent of evil thoughts. All hope of breaking the game can only be placed on the statue of Yaoji. Or rather, it's on this little friend named Xiao Yang." The first elder finally did not have any cover at this moment, his beautiful eyes kept sweeping back and forth on the statues of Xiao Yang and Yaoji. The power in his body was about to be brewed, and that power seemed to be pulling Xiao Yang and the statues of Yaoji. There is a very subtle connection between them. Don't look at me. At the beginning, I could have killed the evil thoughts, but because of greed, I wanted to take back the Patriarch's token. I was injured by the evil thoughts and permanently sealed here. With the passage of time, the power in my body also showed signs of erosion. Seeing how many people didn't believe it, the Great Elder directly raised his wrist, and on the back of his hand, a pitch-black phantom branded it, looking extremely scary. Senior, don't give up. What do you need me to do? At this moment, Xiao Yang heaved a sigh of relief and asked. There are many legends about the goddess Yaoji in the world. What is the relationship between the goddess Yaoji and the 7 world masters, etc.? But these are all rumors. Goddess Yaoji is extremely proud. According to some fragmentary information controlled by the powerhouses of our Fire Elf clan, she has the most contact with Goddess Yaoji. The arrow points directly at both of you Xiao clan and Shenyang. The Great Elder said sharply. Xiao clan? That taboo race that disappeared from the world for a long time? Just after the first elder finished speaking, the second elder Ma Lin and Yao Laogui exclaimed at the same time, and immediately looked at Xiao Yang. You really deserve to be the Great Elder of the Fire Elves. Seeing this Great Elder's keen sense of smell and terrifying strength, Xiao Yang also had no worries. I can't tell the specific situation, because these are just my speculations. The elf lair in front of me existed when the goddess Yaoji built the elf lair, and the statue of Yaoji was also cast by the goddess Yaoji herself, but according to my countless years of exploration, what mystery should there be inside this statue of Yaoji? That was the last chance to resolve our predicament. Unfortunately, after countless years of exploration and observation, I haven't found any difference in this Yaoji statue. At this time, the Great Elder slowly shook his head. Elder, if you are at ease, let us brothers try it. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he put his arms around Xiao Yi, and the two slowly came to the statue of Yaoji. Elder, is this going to be a problem? After all, the blessing power of the two of them has disappeared, and the two samsaras have not reached this guy. This is too much. Ma Lin and Yao Laogui said worriedly, after all, Yaoji is the pinnacle of reincarnation. Wouldn't it be a death sentence to let such two little guys go? Trust them, you can only rely on them now. After the Great Elder finished speaking, he quietly backed away and looked at the two of them. Xiao Yang and the two stood in front of the Yaoji statue with dignified expressions on their faces, and a heavy feeling came over them like hundreds of thousands of kilograms of boulders pressing down on them. Hair, the corners of the mouth, the heart, the wrists, the feet. There's nothing wrong with these places. Xiao Yang looked around the Yaoji statue back and forth for a long time, but did not notice any difference. Xiaoyi, since your reincarnation is related to Yaoji, try to urge your reincarnation seal. Xiao Yang lost his mind for a while, so he could only say to Xiao Yi. Whoa. Xiao Yi did as she did, purple flames swept out, the surrounding air instantly solidified, and an extremely terrifying aura filled the air. At the same time, with the appearance of Xiao Yi's reincarnation seal and purple flames, the clan lines on Xiao Yang's eyebrows were finally completely lit up. At the same time, the clan lines on Xiao Yang's eyebrows and the reincarnation mark on Xiao Yi's body simultaneously burst into a dazzling halo, which was pulled by some strange force and instantly injected into the eyes of Yaoji's statue. Boom. At this moment, the statue of Yaoji seemed to have suddenly come to life. The stone-like mouth opened slightly, and a mouthful of purple breath blew out, making all the forces in this lair quiet. At the same time, Xiao Yang and Xiao Yangyi's figure was sucked into the belly of Yaoji statue by an irresistible suction force, and it was quiet here. Elder, it's not good. Ma Lin and Yao Laogui looked at each other, but found that Xiao Yang and the two disappeared immediately. Let them go. I hope this time we can crack the secret of Yaoji's statue, and at the same time completely solve the predicament of our fire elves. After the Great Elder finished speaking, he turned to face the golden coffin on the other side, raised his palm, and countless purple filaments of light fell down, with a burst of majestic elf holy power, suppressing it and restraining the aura of the ghostly evil spirit. Recover. Among the Yaoji statues. Where is this? Following the strange power just now, Xiao Yang and the two only felt a surging energy surging around their bodies. After a while, they suddenly became quiet, but a dizzy feeling hit, no matter how they used their soul power or mental strength defense, cannot resist. That kind of power is like an extremely pure power. When nourishing the lack of fighting chi in their bodies, it also exposes all the secrets they hide in the depths of their bodies without reservation. He coughed lightly and just returned to normal. Xiao Yang hurriedly patted his head, then woke up Xiao Yi, who was beside him, and began to look around. Here is a very beautiful nest, a purple breath, the smell of birds and flowers is pungent, and under their feet is a piece of purple soil, and there is a trace of warm purple flames lingering on the soil. Strangeness. Looking up, he saw that in this purple world, there were forests and trees, weeds and beasts, but these things were not real, but more like they were born from purple flames. Second brother, look. Just when Xiao Yang was puzzled, the reincarnation mark at the center of Xiao Yi's eyebrows trembled violently, like a scale that was about to fall away. The hot purple flame tilted uncontrollably, with an ancient wave, directly facing the purple world. Away from the center. Bang bang bang. The appearance of Xiao Yi's purple flames suddenly made these objects covering the purple world retreat one after another, and a very strange scene suddenly appeared in front of the two of them. A road paved by the purple golden carpet directly connects to the end of this space, and at the end, a path of energy of different colors is quietly dormant. Those are the elf powerhouses with their own attributes in the elf clan. Fire elves, water elves, thunder elves. How can it be? Xiao Yi's eyes were fixed on the distance, her eyes filled with surprise, and she couldn't say a word for a long time. What are they doing? Even at a great distance, Xiao Yang could smell ancient waves from the bodies of these stone-like elf powerhouses. The power of reincarnation. Are these guys actually all reincarnation powerhouses? Moreover, they bowed to their knees, raised their hands, bent their backs, and a graceful purple round table appeared on it. Around the purple round table, there were circles of extremely noble purple lines, like a divine brush. It contains monstrous divine power. Looking at the appearance, what do these elf stone statues seem to be carrying? Crack. When Xiao Yang noticed this scene, a loud noise came from the round platform on the top of the 9 stone elves, and an extremely terrifying coercion of heaven and earth tilted down. That is Yaoji. The two raised their heads, and the enormous pressure directly made them kneel and bow down. Their bodies were sunken in the purple soil by dozens of centimeters, and their eyes were fixed on the purple round platform, a looming figure. This immortal is also stingy. The voice fell, and a graceful figure appeared on the purple round platform on the backs of the 9 powerful elf stone statues. On the contrary, Xiao Yang's ancient ruler and Di Yang ring came to the latter's hands at some point. That guy's slender hands were holding Xiao Yang's ancient ruler and Emperor Yanjie, chattering and playing around. His expression was extremely disdain, and his words were full of nostalgia and hatred, making it difficult to comprehend. Senior. When Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi saw this, a numbness appeared on their scalps, and they could only say in a very trembling voice, under the pressure of such a strong person, they had no resistance, and their life and death were only hers. In a moment. The power of this guy has already surpassed all things, and that power is definitely not comparable to reincarnation. The masters of the holy flames, as expected, are so fond of teasing flowers. Let's kill them all. The faint and elegant voice passed, the graceful figure rose up, and a purple flame suddenly turned into an ancient purple rune at his fingertips, and there was a terrifying aura that pierced through the sky. Come down. In the purple runes, there is an ancient wave that seems to be easily burned by the world. Just a few dozen meters away, feeling this terrifying aura, the corners of Xiao Yang's eyes twitched violently, and even the speed of his heartbeat was unprecedentedly turbulent. At this moment, Xiao Yang just felt that death was approaching now. In front of this guy, all the power in his body could not be mobilized, even the power of immortality and immortality trembled, obviously unable to resist this level of attack. It seems that the figure that appears in front of him now contains energy that is no longer comparable to human beings, but a god. How can mortals fight against gods? Holy Our Lady. Against this suffocating pressure, Xiao Yang let out a low roar. Little guy, what did you say? Hearing Xiao Yang's voice, the purple figure suddenly paused for a while, his body wriggled away from the round platform, and flashed in front of Xiao Yang in an instant. All the power lightly tapped on Xiao Yang's shoulder, and then the suffocatingly beautiful cheeks turned around and stared at Xiao Yang under the shroud of purple runes. With this stare, the spiritual power of the soul in the body instantly boils, as if the power is burning, and even the spiritual palace in the body shakes violently under this power, which is extremely strain. Master. Seeing this guy's terrifying means, Xiao Yi roared in a hurry. It's none of your business here, get away from me. The purple figure couldn't care about Xiao Yi, her slender hand trembled, and she shot Xiao Yi hundreds of meters away with one palm, making the latter unable to resist. Your Majesty, we have no ill intentions. I have come here to disturb you this time. Being in such close contact with the purple figure, the icy touch of death swept through Xiao Yang's entire body, helpless, and the icy chill spread to his heart. There's so much nonsense. The purple figure shook his head. The purple rune tore away Xiao Yantian's spiritual cover without reservation. Those seemingly understated actions carried monstrous killing intent. Damn. Feeling this fierce threat of death, Xiao Yang's chest began to roar, and endless gorgeous flames swept out like an erupting volcano. Unfortunately, under the action of the purple figure, these forces could not raise any waves at all. Completely submerged above the purple rune. What happened? Just when Xiao Yang felt that the coldness of death was conveyed out, the spiritual palace in his body suddenly released an extremely gentle energy to nourish his riddled body. Ahem. Yaoji, your move is a bit too much. And just when Yaoji's power was about to invade Xiao Yang, a warm current, like bamboo shoots after a rain, descended on the whole world. It was a golden stalwart body. The ancient ruler and the emperor flame ring together exuded an incomparably hot golden brilliance, and the golden figure on it was looking at him with a smile on his face. What is the terrifying power of Pan Gaofeng contained in the ancient body? If the fluctuations on these two bodies are displayed, I am afraid that the entire sea of sky will completely disappear. Their power, I am afraid it is not a reincarnation at all. This video will end here.